Epilogue. The changing world we made.
Oh, you're awake? You were lucky. You would surely have perished if I wasn't there to save you.
Why?
I changed my mind and decided to stay in this town a while longer. And while I'm here, I figured I should see this through to the very end.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, you mean why I saved you? Because I'm the same as you. I'm disappointed, with endings that waver between despair and hope. I wish a real war had started. If it did, I know a brilliant hope would have been born. That is why I allowed myself to be captured after all.
So you did it on purpose?
But you aren't finished yet, right? Nothing has really changed since you began. So I need you to continue working hard, so that a splendid hope may be born. You have tasted the bitter despair of having your meticulous plan fall apart around you, so I know you can do it.
Really? Which side are you on?
Does it even matter? Anyway, why don't you be the successor for now? If that is your intention, I will lend you a hand. If my schedule allows it, of course. There is somewhere I need to be later.
What do you mean?
I shall raise you to be her copy. One even more realistic than the real one. Someone like me, who both hates and loves her more than anyone else. I should be able to make you more like her than even she herself was.
Gross.
Are they still at it with that successor or whatever?
You're talking too loud. They'll hear you.
They can hear all they fucking want. A bunch of chumps teaming up together makes them suck even more.
Well, when you think about it, the plan was flawed from the beginning. Trying to create a successor while the original still exists?
I know this was kinda my idea, but kids sure are stupid idiots.
Not just the kids. The adults are idiots too. Just by causing a little unrest, just pushing them a teeny bit, I had them spinning around in the palms of my hands.
Despite how you look, you sure are wicked inside. Even if the outside's white, the inside's pitch black. You a rice ball or something?
I may be wicked, but you are too. After all, we are.
No, not we. Maybe I, or maybe it's me.
Well, they're pretty much the same. White despair, black hope. In the end, neither one. But I guess that works too. I mean, I didn't really give a damn about this town from the beginning. The fact that those guys will take an interest in this place will yield a much more fruitful harvest. Hey, don't you think so? Personally, I think they did a pretty good job for a group of kids. Hey, don't you think so? Thanks to them, the preparations are nearly complete. Laying the foundations for the final match. It's so despairingly perfect. Hey, don't you... Oh, you're so forceful. What? Am I being too noisy for you? I see. I didn't know you still felt such emotions. Or perhaps you're forcing yourself to feel something in a situation like this. Well, not that it matters. Anyway, I leave the rest to you. Though I'm sure the next time I see you, you'll be someone else entirely. I hope you can at least have a little fun. I hope the future is going to be one you can't predict.
I was waiting to hear from you. I'm so relieved. I'm glad you're safe, Byakuya.
Well, safe enough, I suppose.
Are you outside Toa City? You must be if this connection is secure, right?
Yeah. I used the secret passageway under the shrine. The captives are safe, thanks to the relative of that idiot we know so well. I'll introduce you to her later. She's much more talented and useful than he is.
What's your position? I'll send rescue right away.
Before you do, there's something you need to know.
Huh?
Komaru, Naegi, and Toko Fukawa are not with me.
Not with you? Why?
I'll let her explain.
Her?
She asked that I send you this message. It might be garbled a bit, but it'll do.
Can you see me, Makoto? You're surprised that I'm not leaving, right? Sorry for making you worry. There's a lot I want to say. But first, let me explain why I'm not there.
What are you saying? All this time, you were bawling about how you wanted to go home.
Oh, come on! I was not bawling! Don't make things up! Jeez!
Why? Why are you bringing up something like that? Do you feel responsible for their revenge? But that wasn't your fault. You can't feel bad about that, not even a little.
No, that's not it. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. This is my decision.
Then why are you doing this? Didn't you want to get out of this place and live a normal, peaceful life? But now you want to stay here? That's like the complete opposite.
You're right.
It's not because you feel despair.
No, of course not. I don't want to get slapped again.
Then why?
Even I'm not totally sure. But earlier, when I said how I want to save both, all the scary feelings and hesitation I've felt were gone. Even though the odds were against us, for some reason, I felt courage. I think it's because I was confident that that was what I needed to do. But what would happen if I leave this town with you and Byakuya? What would happen if Future Foundation came here to suppress the riot and uncover the secret? And then what would happen if the remnants of hope were to find this place? It would turn into a war. Just like Monica said.
So you're saying you're going to be this town's hostage in place of Master?
Until now, I kept relying on you. And I never really got to make decisions on my own. But I was like that even before I met you. I used to give up all the time. But the decision to save everyone was one I made on my own. Of course, I'm scared and I'm worried. But despite that, I've made up my mind. I won't give up until the very end. I'll make sure I protect both.
Idiot. You're awfully optimistic after all this. Seriously, what are you thinking? You're just like your brother sometimes.
No. I think I got it from you.
Me?
You were with me all this time. If I have changed, it's your influence, Toko. For now, I'm going to be fine. This is much better than an imprisoned life regardless, so don't worry about me. Go back with Byakuya. You two are the only ones who can persuade Future Foundation not to interfere here. So please, don't be mad.
What? Of course I'm mad. Jeez, why do I have to stay behind in a town like this?
Oh, no, you misunderstood. I meant I'm the one who's gonna stay here.
If you're going to stay, there's no way I can leave. I decided to be with you too, remember?
Toko.
Do you really think some brother complex girl like you can be Master's substitute? In a hostage trade, you and I are barely enough for one, Master Byakuya. So, I'll stay with you. That's the decision I made, no complaining.
But you said you wanted to go home with Byakuya.
I don't need your concern. Master and I are rock solid. Even if we're apart, our feelings towards each other will never change.
Yes, that's correct.
Huh? Master Byakuya!
It's true what you said. Even if we're apart, my feelings of disgust toward you will never change.
Master?
So the reason I've decided to stay isn't because someone forced me to. It's a choice I made myself. But I know that I can't just expect things to change right away, just because I'm staying. I know that I can't become real hope, like you. So, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the day you guys defeat the remnants of despair and come home safe. But you don't have to rush or anything, okay? I'll wait until the day you come to pick me up. I have the gun Mr. Byakuya gave me, and I have my reliable friend Toko. And about Mom and Dad, I didn't find anything. I went to the torture room later, but it was empty. The film that girl forced me to watch must have been recorded earlier. Or fake. That means there's a chance they're alive and well somewhere. Right? Maybe even somewhere in this city. That's what I choose to believe. Okay, sorry, this video is getting pretty long. I guess I should wrap it up. The next time you see me, I might be so grown up you don't even recognize me. Just like how surprised I was when I saw you. See you later, Makoto.
So that's the situation. I thought all your sister was good for was cowering in fear. But there you have it.
Seriously. Well, she surprised me before.
Hey Makoto, you know what we have to do, right? We have to stop this idiotic war and return here to retrieve them. We wouldn't want to betray their expectations.
Yeah, you're right. I've made up my mind, Byakuya. If a situation like this ever happens again, no matter how dangerous the trap, I'm jumping right in, so I can end it properly, with my own two hands.
Hearing you say that reminds me of what you said back at the academy.
Huh?
Hope keeps going, huh? Fine. I'll partner with you for just a little while. At least until I've repaid the debt I owe to Toko and your sister.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. I hope that you enjoyed watching this Let's Play as much as I enjoyed making it. I'm really glad I got to share one of my favourite games with you. Producing this series posed a lot of new challenges, but I enjoyed rising to them, and I feel like I've learned a lot. My goal was to provide a definitive way to experience this game in its entirety, the story, the gameplay, the collectibles, and all, and I'd like to think I've achieved that. I'd also like to extend a huge thank you to my favourite sibling, Abs, for their help with providing content warnings and helping to make this Let's Play be the best that it can be. While the credits play, let's go over those last couple of cutscenes, because those are the ones that really tie in to both Danganronpa 2 and Danganronpa 3. We see Nagito rescue Monika and promise to make her into the successor to Junko Enoshima, and we also see Shirakuma and Kurakuma's true identity revealed, which explains a few things that were left a little ambiguous. They, being two halves of the Junko Enoshima alter ego AI, orchestrated this whole game by playing both sides of the war, and that AI is what Izuru Kamakura takes and uses to start the killing game of Danganronpa 2, which immediately follows this game, as Nagito implies by saying he had somewhere to be later. There's also a little bit of information and characterization in those scenes that makes a bit more sense once you've watched Danganronpa 3, which is the next major installment in the series after this game. It's a 24-part anime series split into 2 arcs. The Future arc continues the story after Danganronpa 2, and the Despair arc is a prequel to Danganronpa 1. Ultimately, the series brings the whole story to a close. It's extremely well crafted, and I highly recommend you watch it. One piece of advice I would give is to watch the series in its original release order, which will have you follow through both arcs simultaneously. That's how it's intended to be watched. As I said, I highly recommend that you watch it. The Despair arc in particular is some absolutely phenomenal watching. It's incredibly well written, incredibly well produced, the art direction is phenomenal, and though this statement probably doesn't mean much because I don't watch a lot of anime, it is some of the best anime that I've ever watched. That's enough about Danganronpa 3 for now though. Let's talk about the other scenes we just saw. At the very end of the game, Toko mentions a hope to call her own, and Komaru summarizes the game in a single sentence, "I am not my brother." And it shows that the two of them have finally found their own path through each other, and that's to stay in Toa City. Then we get to see Makoto and Byakuya talking, and it appears that they have both learned something from our protagonists here. Makoto seems a little bit more level-headed and grounded, while Byakuya is much more humble. That's a lot of character development in not a lot of time. I said before that I really like this game because it doesn't follow the same rigid structure as other Danganronpa games, and though it still feels like a Danganronpa game, it also feels much more complete, much more well-rounded as a standalone story than the other games. And now, during the credits, we get to see the other members of the cast and where they are now, starting with Haiji and the adults. Still angry, still fighting, but stagnant and unchanging. There are the Warriors of Hope. Despite everything they've done, I know they still have good hearts, and though it won't be easy, they have a chance to start anew now. They're tough enough to survive, and I want to believe that they can change and learn and grow from all this. And then there's Monika, the successor to Junko Enoshima. She has become the absolute antithesis of Komaru now. As Komaru steps out from her brother's shadow and becomes her own person, Monika casts herself aside to become someone else. There is still so much more I could say about this game, but we're out of time for now. Thanks for watching me play Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. I'll see you soon for bonus videos.
All right then. Hey, you aren't ready yet?
Don't shout so early in the morning.
You're not really a morning person, are you? Are you secretly staying up late without me?
Thanks to your Jimmy legs and snoring, I can't get a good night's sleep.
I am so not snoring. But it's true I might toss and turn while I'm asleep.
And it wasn't just snoring. You were talking in your sleep, saying, Makoto!
Lies! Definitely lies. And if you want to get a good night's sleep, why don't you go sleep in your own bed? We're in a hotel. There's plenty of other rooms.
Don't be an idiot. What happens if a ghost shows up?
Oh, so you're into occult stuff now.
Well, you really did get possessed, right? So ghosts do exist, right?
Well, I guess that's just one more thing you're afraid of now.
It's all your fault. Come on, let's go. If we don't keep a watchful eye, these people are gonna start fighting again. No time to slack off.
What? But you're the one who woke up late.
Hey! I told you to wait!